The tactical plays are really important too, where in order to attack, especially point A, you need to have a coordinated assault. You need somebody who knows that they're going to be getting out of there, somebody who knows that they're going to be receiving the pass, and two other players who are going to be making that attack. And hopefully somebody getting up to the upper story to make damage happen on whoever is undoubtedly up there with rockets and rails.
Yeah, really difficult. And again, even when you leave, right, there's a lot of open area for you to get shot at from various angles, especially with the railgun. You know, it's just wide open here. So yeah, getting that point in how you attack is critical. You don't want to be sending in there 1, 2 at a time, and just having them get wiped out, and then you just seem to always be shorthanded in the fights. And as we saw earlier, how teams start establishing more and more control, then players start to extend, right? And what's usually out of position is now in position because they're so stacked. They can do it.
Well, we're going to have to see how the stacks shake down here as they get warmed up. And I'm sure they've had plenty of warm-up here so far today. It's just never easy to keep your cool as you come into a fight with a new opponent.
Round begins.
All right, but here we go.
3, 2, 1.
All right, going to be following Cody out of the gate here over on Fury Force, as he's going to be having a huge fight over the railgun, but it's a railgun he makes good use of. Even getting a few shots afterwards there, and man, he is just the unmiss as they are taking over the rail room and getting in a good position for the Soul. Of course, that rail room has not only a railgun now, but a rocket launcher up top as well, plus a beautiful vantage point, and Cody is actually taking this directly back over to point B. He's going to be having a few bonks against the head against the geometry, but he's going to make it back over there with a few enemies behind him ready for the fight, and even though he's only got nail gun and rail, he's still looking pretty strong here.
I think, in my opinion, it's because they have a clutch over there, right?
Yeah.
Coming into this area without a clutch, and the other team has a clutch, I think is the primary reason why they're choosing B instead of going the other way. I think this is by design, not just by proximity.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many things you can do with a well-stacked player and a railgun behind those pillars, but theJeffreh is going to be making that steal. No such luck for him on the Mega Health, and he's got a lot of distance to cover, but an Anarchy is the right man for that job for sure. He's going to end up taking a rail to the side, make that 2 as Cody finds him, tosses this Soul the hell out of there. Even though it's not going to be going to a teammate right away, it is definitely up for grabs, and you can see all these fights happening around him. But you can see that Cody is going to be having a lot of trouble to deal with, as is his teammate. That's going to be 2 frags coming from Totem right now as they're fighting to get control of the Soul.
Again, just good job with the scrum. We saw this in their previous games. Anytime opponents seemed to get away, they were interrupting lanes and just being disruptive and not letting a clean transfer take place. And even though, technically they lost the Soul there, but, they got it back, and it's still 26-0.
The timing's getting rough for them, though, because, yeah, exactly. Power-up's coming back up, and they're still playing with the Soul here. They need to get back into base and get ready for the pickup. And we've got theJeffreh with armor on the Anarchy, able to take down somebody on the power-up itself. No, it's going to be a Nyx getting the protection. And theJeffreh is deciding it's not worth sticking around for. Let's stick around and see what phazon is up to on the protection now. Still holding on to plenty of health as a Nyx and getting tons of frags in the meantime. This should be a good attack on the Soul itself now, as nobody will have much in the way of weapons. And an MG against the protection will not get them very far. We have phazon getting the grab, getting out of there, and having 2 players to fend off against here, trying to cross. Fortunately, he can cross through mid instead, trying to find a better way as this protection's running out, taking away 2 25s. It's going to be a long way back to it. And where's the teammates? Where's the support here as he's down in the basement on LG, as the Soul's now taken once again by bot mode coming in for the return.
Evening out here a little bit. Be curious who gets this middle game organized and gets the next power up again. It's always so critical every 2 minutes. So you got to keep, it's like a mantra. You got to tell yourself, like, when's the squad and protection coming up? It's every 2 minutes. You can't forget about it.
Yeah. All right, so Cody and crew holding on to 34% to 17 at this point. But he's super low as his clutch, and he's spamming off as much as he can just because he doesn't have much else in the way of weapons. I mean, you have a rocket launcher here, but if you're down at the bottom, it's a bit of a flatland fight and not one you really want to take, especially at 58 health. If you're up top, yeah, you're going to be railed before you can make that even happen. So this should be a steal here pretty soon. But now it's going to be Cody actually respawning back up and able to come back in to find theJeffreh making an exit. theJeffreh is actually going to be going through rail. Maybe no, he got comms. It's not going to be safe. He's going to be going through Mega instead, hopefully having somebody to provide a little bit of escort. But it's hard to escort an Anarchy because by the time you see him, he's already gone. There's the toss, making Cody do the legwork to get the soul back. And he's still low on health.
Yeah, a little surprised that, you know, they had ckap running clutch in their previous match. A little surprised they went away with having a clutch present. I wonder why. Maybe they just don't feel it's as useful on a map as open as this.
Jeez.
But I just think in securing those obelisk areas, you know, clutch seems really useful. Especially the shield is not that long of a cooldown.
It's a huge amount of tossing of the soul mid-map here as the soul crosses paths with the protection, which is never a clean play at all. theJeffreh coming back in with the gauntlet to settle the score and get some points up for his team. All right, so Jeffrey doing some good damage here with the nail gun. Might even be able to take down his Sorlag. Nice little bit of help there from a teammate, but he got the frag for sure. Looking for the gauntlet on the clutch. Not going to happen just yet. He gets tossed out. It gets tossed back in. It's right back on point as nobody's going to have it, and Totem starts to catch back up.
Yeah, Fury Force proving me wrong so far early in the match with Totem Teles. Looks like they're starting to get a little momentum here. And we've seen how this area here that, you know, you start getting in the groove defensively, it becomes really tough to take a team out.
Absolutely. And when you're forced to do double rocket launcher, you know that you're running out of options, but you use what you got for sure. So Cody back out of there, having to toss away the soul very quickly, and my god, Jeffrey's LG is absolutely insane there. But the soul should be back up. There it is. It's going to be Kinga getting out of there. Well, maybe not. He's getting caught in the fight between at least two players here. Handing it back over to Cody. Maybe not the one he wanted to give it to. Yeah, it's not going to be getting out of there anytime soon. Ace. All right, drugbud trying desperately to use his stack to get the soul out to a doorway at the very least, but it's tossed right back in. Might as well be playing volleyball at this point.
Just a hot potato.
Yeah.
It's getting thrown everywhere.
And it's only there for just a second before it's taken once again. This has been a lot of time without the scores really budging all that much. theJeffreh back out of here. He's not railable, so crossing this all-important area might be a little bit easy for him as he's able to get it back in and start to tie this back up between them.
Yeah, big power-up pickup here. I mean, whoever, if anybody can kind of stabilize here and go on a run with it.
It's going to be Kinga with the machine gun getting a couple solid frags there mid-map, but he's going to get blindsided by that LG. It's going to be a Ghost Walk and Nix. Still probably going to be a problem for him here as the soul goes away. Kinga's going to be on the escort moving through rail, and he's running out of targets here. He's got 1, 2 taken down. Mid's still going to be really dangerous as the one guy he didn't take down is running it back over to A.
Yeah, that's the one shot, right? He was hitting all those shots. That's the one shot he really wanted to hit there, was because he had the soul carrier all lined up.
All right, but at this point,
he's turning it around.
Yeah, Totem is starting to kind of crawl this thing forward here as they are getting a marginal lead. Sense is going to be keeping it that way as much as he can. And they're starting to move into a bit of a defensive position out on the heavy armor. Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to really, like I said, get a little more settled in, and then, you know, if you're them, you're thinking, hey, just a little defense right now, secure the next power up, and we got the first round in the bag.
Nice. But they moved it up to more than a 20-point lead here. Phazon is going to be finding a tough fight over by the rocket launcher. Moving through, Mega's going to not be so safe either. Fortunately, it's just a Nyx, but that's a Nyx that's going to be harder to take down. Bot mode is taken on down, though. Nice, there it is. But look at this, he's left at 5 health. Doesn't have a railgun up here, just rockets, and actually up behind that pillars, it's not what you want, but hey, there's a railgun. Joy of all joys, but by that point, he's got everybody breathing down his neck. He's gonna have to go invisible and be chasing ckap. He's gonna body block as a Nyx, which doesn't get him very far.
Yeah, not a great champion to body block with. Can't take much.
Power up spawn.
Ooh, nice rocket on the power up.
Yeah. theJeffreh trying to get into those last few rockets, but it's not going to be happening for him. Sense getting a nice pair of frags, but this is still incredibly close, 60 to 84. I'm going to stay on the soul carrier here for the moment just because Kanga is on the run. He knows that everybody's going to be coming after him. Well, actually, no. Everybody's right in front of him. Getting this to the base is going to be incredibly difficult. He comes up a little bit too early for the Mega, and theJeffreh is going to be taking that soul right on back. Anarchy to Anarchy, pass to pass. And this might be going back over to Obelisk A.
Oh, huge turnaround. Like, they had a quad carrier that was stacked, and he ended up getting taken out, and then they picked it up again, and then bot mode came in and took out the other guy, and now they got quad, and a huge reversal. I mean, really huge reversal. They had soul and quad and lost it.
A reversal that is going to turn this comeback into a potential victory, especially with theJeffreh being able to take down phazon like that. Sneaking around up top, theJeffreh is going to take his life, take his railgun, and potentially take the round. No, it's going to get tossed out just at the last moment. Let's see how fast a giant robot can dash around the map here. Oh, nice backup. Need a buddy cop movie about a robot and a dinosaur. I would definitely watch that, but it feels like I'm watching it right now as he's trying to get this back up from a 30-point loss to tying it back up. Oh, ckap might have something to say about that, though. He's not going to be super fast crossing the map here, but he's got teammates to lead the way. But there's the height advantage coming up in from upper rail. It's going to get really messy. If you want a clean route between the two obelisks, this is not the room for it. It's going to be trading hands a lot down here.
Yeah, it always gets messy. Any, especially low ground. And, you know, you have that jump header, so people can be camped up there and shooting down. Plus, rail's a hot area. You know, people always go in there looking for one. It's this very high traffic area.
First round going over to Totem, and that was indeed a comeback. They were at 30 points behind for a while, but a lot of struggle to make that round happen. But it worked out for them well.
Yeah, and once they got going, you can see they locked it down really well. I mean, even in those, moments where things are in the balance, it just seemed like they got a little, better job tracking down the soul and getting it back to their end when it was in, when it was in the balance, basically.
Yeah. So still a huge fight here over the railgun room. And theJeffreh has actually done good work to stay alive this long, but, they got to get back onto the soul. It's going to be a huge mosh pit down here. drugbud's going to have the honor of the first touch, but it won't be the last for sure, as everybody is going for the grab here. ckap is going to be caught a few times down here as well. Oh, nice pass over to bot mode. Fantastic. That cleans it up and gives them Obelisk A.
Now this time they're getting off to a better start than they needed last round, so... And again, momentum, psychology, all that, we've touched on it many times. When you start getting confident, target starts to get bigger and other teams start struggling a little bit and they start pushing a little bit on their end. And, you start making plays, you start feeling like you have to try to make something happen and you start pushing, bad plays and it can get to you a little bit. So it's really tough.
And this time around, it's not the clock creating that pressure, but just the sheer score from the enemy team, as that will keep on ticking up unless you proactively do something about it. Something that bot mode and crew are doing right now. theJeffreh is going to get that pass. Not the cleanest pass, but it's going to do the job. And a nice little bit of gauntlet play there as well.
And just good position. You can see them working together, kind of spread out, all covering a certain area. Even when it gets hectic, it's like they're winning those scrums and they just seem to get it back, push it up a few more percentage points, right? And it's keep winning those battles, keep pushing it up, and every now and again too, they get a nice good defensive run in there, and I'm just doing a good job overall. I really like how they're working together.
Yeah, much more solid play coming out of the early minutes here on the second round. Oh, phazon's going to get taken on down there. We have the quad coming back up and actually going to go find them. I didn't do that too much in the last game because the soul was trading hands so often, but here it's looking much more solidly in Totem's hands, but Cody is going to try to do something about that. He's got quad, he's got a clutch, and he's got an LG ready to take through the rail room. And even though it's a dangerous room to take it through, I mean, that's the perfect reason to do it. You can just clean it out like Robot Drano.
Quad. Excellent. Enemy has the quad.
It's going to be Kanga getting the rest of the run here. A little bit of a marathon here, but the play is good and the points are starting to trickle in for a Fury Force.
Yeah, good turnaround, good quad run. You tried it. That's what you want to do. I mean, the other team had it, so at the very least, you definitely want it back in your end, so you can start playing defense. Let's see how it rolls. Let's see how it goes for them from this point forward. This is the side they chose last game.
Definitely a spammy place there on point B. And King is actually going to get a spawn down by the rail. And he's able to use it effectively. Nice shot against bot mode, and he's got a couple other bodies potentially ready and waiting for his for his rail here as well. Oh, jeez. Was wanting to not dive into that fight with the double LGBJ, and I cannot blame him. He's only got that railgun here, and he's made the first hit. Just one more he's got to go, but the soul's going to be down below. Protection's going to be... Oh. No, not protection. Nothing like that. Quad's gone, protection's gone. Nothing up for another 30 seconds, but Sense is going to be up with the mega health here.
Yeah, I like their steal. It's the quick steal and threw it off the map, right? To reset it. So
yeah.
in essence, it's getting it further down, to the middle of the map. I mean, it's just good thinking.
All right, keeping it really close here, 20 to 37. But theJeffreh enjoying a brief respite as he's able to take away a little bit of health and get some nice rails off against the clutch. 3 rails is what it takes. All right, fine. And he's able to get a mutual rail there against drugbud. Not bad at all. 2 for 1.
Oh, nice power-up coverage.
Let's go ahead and take a look at there. It's going to be Sense on the, or Senus with the with the protection. He's going to blitz through Cody. And he's happy to just find fights here, but the minute everybody starts spawning on the other side of the map, they can start to ignore him, except for Cody. He's just drawing the short straw every time. Just going to spawn in front of the guy with the protection. Okay, cool. But the score
I
is...
need a couple rockets.
Yeah, and they were solid rockets as well. I mean, Senus has just been on fire here with the shots. And all these 90-hit rails, my god, Cody is just the whipping boy for Senus at this point.
Yeah, 41 and 24, really dominating right now. I mean, that's a lot of putting in work, man. His team should take him out to a steak dinner after this.
Kanga has finally had enough of his crap, so that's still going to leave the soul on Obelisk A with 90% already off. So it's taken away. Senus is coming back in, and just as he rounds the corner, he gets the pickup. Probably not what Fury Force wanted there.
Again, just good position. I mean, you could just see, I mean, even when things aren't going quite their way, they're sticking to the game plan, right? You're just really working together. Good job.
Absolutely. So, we have Totem taking a very clean round there in Burial Chamber. Your predictions so far bearing out, at least for the first map.
Yeah, not too bad. They were proving me wrong a little bit early on, but we watched them both today, and I just felt like Totem Teles is putting in a little better work, and the coordination is really on it. So they proved me right in that map. Let's see how it. A little shaky at the start, but it seemed like once they, got into a groove, and sometimes you feel out an opponent, early on. You really don't know what's going to happen, and then once you start getting a little comfortable, things can change. So it looked like they definitely got comfortable there at the end, especially the second round. That they took a lot more cleanly than the first. Started off good, and we'll see. Fury Force definitely has to make an adjustment going into the next map.
Yeah, and when you get to that comfort level, you can start cycling the items a little bit more consistently, and that turns into you having the stack, which means you can, just roam the map and take fights where you definitely have a bit of an advantage, and it starts to be a bit of a snowball effect, like you mentioned earlier. And it's going to be up to Fury Force to, force our way out of those situations and, start making some serious hits. Because even though we have the soul, we have the power-up, we have all of these really high-level strategery plays, a lot of it comes down to, can you make the hits with the LG? Can you have consistent rails? And what we've seen time and time again today is that the guys who have eaten their Wheaties and are making like these 40-50% rail hits are definitely making a mark on these maps.
Yeah, in the end, you got to hit the shots. That always comes down to it. You can set up great shots all you want, perfect shots, this and that. If you miss, great. And a good illustration of that previous map was, had the soul, had the quad. Running the quad wasn't low by any means. He had armor, he had health. I was looking at his view. Quad gets taken out. Soul carrier gets taken out. They lose quad. They lose soul. I'm like, you had everything there and you lost everything. That's not good. It's not good. So they gotta clean it up on their end and make sure they're looking out for each other. Because first it's like quad just got jumped on, the soul carrier got jumped on. It's just it's got to clean some things up. But at the same time, you give credit to Totem Teles for good team play and seems like they've been working on that cohesion and it's really on it today. It's just their day. It seems like it. So I don't know how Fury Force turns this around in the second map.
Well, I think this is going to be a really different experience for them. I mean, the more I see and play Sacrifice on Ruins of Sarnath, the more points like the the staircase up top, right above the railgun itself, the LG room, they all turn into these really nasty choke points where the fights become a little bit less controllable, and you're going to be seeing less players just kind of run the map, just having their own personal frag movie the whole time. You're going to see a lot of just, throw the body in because we need the help.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, there's a lot of avenues here where you can just essentially see down these long hallways, these long pathways, and cover a good portion of the map. Even like there by the teleporter going out the super nail gun area. I mean, think about how many areas you can look left and look right. You're covering an LG, you're coming over there, and you go through the portal. Now you're at SNG. I mean, you can get to areas of this map rather quickly. So when somebody's stacked and on a run, look out.
All right, so here comes the soul here. Spawning up. It looks like we had a lot of really kind of junky frags, making sure that nobody's going to have a lot of weapons. So that means that Cody's going to get the pickup, and he's going to toss it twice to bot mode. Okay. He's just looking for the fight, but it's going to be Senaz getting the frag there with the gauntlet of all things. drugbud not wanting to quite go up the jump head. He's trying to do some nice tricky bank shots, but is also trying to decide which way to go in order to get the soul back to base. He's getting the message from the rest of his team, though, that they don't want A, they want B, but it might actually be, yeah, there's bot mode to secure it.
Oh, just like a fumble at the goal line right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right? I mean, that's now Totem Teles is off to, this is, as we've seen, this seems to be the obelisk to be defended, and they're off to a good start again.
All right, but it's not over yet for them here as we see bot mode spawning in mid. He doesn't have a whole lot of backup or weapons. Stennis taken on down by Phazon, who has been making a hell of a run here as a Nyx, getting it back to base and starting to get some points for his team. drugbud getting the nice play off the scale bearer as well. But it's going to be not very long before that soul is contested and taken away. There's theJeffreh taking the pass up the stairs and taking a little bit of a pit stop for that Mega before coming back into Obelisk B and getting some more points for Totem.
Yeah, they're set up now. If they can just defend for a little bit longer, set up for the power up. And again, they can get off to a good lead here to start round one of this map.
All right, so Kanga now trying to get out of here, but he's going to get driven by, or rather, he was the one trying to drive by. Didn't work out so well for him, but Phazon is there on the pickup and able to get a few more points here for Fury Force. We have everybody down at the eyeball over by Rocket Launcher as the power-up is spawning back up with Mega taken by Phazon. That could indeed help him out, but who's got it right now? It's going to be Senas on the protection. So he's just making sure to clear the board before going for the soul.
Yeah, it's just clearing the area. Like I said, let his teammate grab the soul, make sure he does as much work as he can with that protection. You could see it, even though Phazon had got away, they didn't have a real good presence there at the protection when it was spawning. So they got what they could out of that. There's no doubt it was going to be turned around there in a minute.
On the flip side, we do have everybody from Force over on, there's a little bit of acid play, over on the Obelisk, and they were able to get it out to halfway, and they did enough damage where these next few fights should be really messy. We have Cody who's actually well off, but not for long as he gets pulled down by rockets and rails. Senas now going for the defense here.
Again, I like their positioning. You can just see them, even when it gets messy, you can just see them flooding back in to defend, and other guys, taking good shots from good position from the outside. And when things quiet down, you see them set up and take certain areas. I like how they're playing. Fury Force is really up against it right now. To see the team play of Totem Teles.
And it especially helps when Senas is able to get 2 gauntlet frags followed up by a nice little bit of on the shotgun. But it's been trading hands a lot more mid-map here as theJeffreh's back in. Doesn't have the soul just yet. Okay. Sorry, it's still safe in Obelisk B, but he's got 2 to defend against. But there's Phazon with the last little bit of shotgun to save his life and maybe get the soul for a bit of a toss-out. But who's he going to toss it to? He's actually going to toss himself down to the armor room. Everybody's got to see it. Everybody's got to hear it. But moving through the railgun, nobody catches him. He was able to sneak out completely. He might as well have been on the Ghost Walk. But there he is, getting some more points up for Focus Force. Fury Force. Yeah, Focus Fury.
Yeah, but again, Totem Teles got They got the power up. The quad, doing his job, clearing out the area.
All right, there's Jeffrey with the quad and the soul.
Ooh,
his teammate
nice.
was supposed to keep him safe, not body block him. Things got a bit messy there. And that'll get it back on Obelisk A.
Stopwatch.
Ouch. Yeah, ckap didn't want to get that health. Not a safe place at all. Everybody's going to be looking at him. Cody
Impressive.
is getting a few decent rails off here. He's looking for more hits on the railgun itself. He's just lining them up. It's a shooting gallery here. He really could have used that armor. In fact, with the railgun that he has, I would have taken it. He's actually got a lot of weapons. Saving it for a teammate, though. What a selfless guy, that Cody. But they have now eclipsed the score of Totem and are finally back on the board here. Oh.
Yeah, that body block ended up being really costly, didn't it?
Yeah.
Point A.
I mean, in terms of Totem Teles, I mean, that was a big turnaround because he had some decent armor and health, and he had quad and soul, and they just got taken out there at the portal, and everything seemed to be a reversal now, similar to what we saw in the last map when it was the other way around.
I hate calling them lanes, but a choke point is a choke point, and yeah, Totem chokes there. But theJeffreh is looking to make amends as they're able to get it back in. And immediately Jeffreh leaves the Totem thinking, all right, I need to get some health, I need to get some more weapons. He's making good use out of the rocket launcher there, but he's looking both for fights and some recovery. But 5 seconds to the power-up, and that's a clue as to why he was doing that. Here it comes. Nice spam. Oh my god, it's a ton of damage. Cody is able to get the pent, but he's down to 66 health here. He could be taken down as he tries to come up this jump pad. Yeah, he's immediately going to be taking all sorts of damage. He's trying to back out of it, but he's going to be pulled on down.
Oh, it's his teammate right there to pick it up.
Yeah, nicely done. And he's got full health as well, so it's going to be a while before that Scale Bearer can get back to base. And in the meantime, the entire rest of Totem is going to get in front of him. Was that double gauntlet? Jeez, that popped him up. Ton of damage, ton of pop. But he's still in it, and man, Fury Force is making their comeback here.
Yeah, very, very close match right now. About to be all tied up. 74, 74, 75, essentially tied.
Oh, sad clutch. All right, but Cody, the man of the hour here, able to get it back to base and start those points coming. He's got an Anarchy to deal with, and Jeffrey's pulled on down, comes around the wrong corner at the wrong moment. We also have a Nyx on the defense, but controlling the top of that staircase is going to be incredibly important here. Cody doesn't want to get railed from there, and he certainly doesn't want the soul to get thrown up. Speaking of throw up, nice little play from a sore leg there.
Could be one more power up here if Totem Teles gets a decent defense.
We'll have to see if they have enough time for it. theJeffreh is making some very strong plays, some very strong shots, as they're 9 points away from tying it back up. Yeah, they might be able to make this happen just before or just around when the power-up comes up.
Yeah, if they hold it all the way through, you got to be really careful. It'll be kind of close. You don't want to give the other team the power up for free and then just have them come in and steal it at like 99% of the game.
It's going to be
looks like they're going to run out. They're going to run out of time. They need to get off that.
Yeah, they need to have just one guy there to at least buy them the time, but it's not going to happen. Such a strong play out of Fury Force, but they couldn't quite pull that round together.
Yeah, close round. That was definitely a much better showing than they give on Burial Chamber in either round. Really tough loss that round for them. I mean, really close. Again, and Totem Teles kind of had that oops, with the body block going in the portal, and they really had a shot, and just didn't make it happen. Tough luck on those. Tough luck with those guys.
All right, well, it's match point and map point and everything point for Totem here. ckap's going to be getting the grab for the rail. Body blocking against the Scale Bear doesn't quite go that way, but theJeffreh is some nice tricksy movement to get it back up to rocket launcher without taking the jump pad. He brought his own jump pad. Unfortunately for him, it hurt a little bit too much, and that soul is actually still in the eyeball room. It's going to be moving through armor of all places, and he's got a teammate spawning in front of him. That's always handy, as they're going to be taking it back over to B. And when Clutch pulls out the shield and the gauntlet like that, I just want to rename it Christine. All right, there's a bad Stephen King reference, but That's what you signed up for, everybody. All right, but 1 minute knocked off and 13 points knocked off the score here from Totem. It's still their map to win. Jeez. This LG from Kanga is going to be fantastically played out. Yeah, he's looking for more targets. He's happy about it. All right, bring it on. He's even got a Blazkowicz who's not looking his way. Here's the other Anarchy, and it's going to be everybody from Totem pulled on down. They're going to be enjoying these next few seconds, getting some free points here, because it's still a long time before that power-up comes up.
30 seconds here. Made a nice little comeback here. Totem Teles had a good start. They got their pick, but see what happens on this power up. As usual, going to be pivotal. See who gets that a nice swing, or maybe it just stays in the balance. Sometimes, it's just such a cesspool over the power up that nobody gets anything going.
All right, but 6 seconds to it, and the soul's going to be up for grabs, as will the quad or pent. It's going to be phazon getting the protection there as it Nyx, as well as the soul. Beautifully timed. Oh my god, the coordination there. And if phazon can survive this fight against the Anarchy, and with the protection, that should help out. Jeffrey's pulled on down. There's the grab onto the obelisk. Wow. It's very rare to see that, where you have the soul pass to the power-up carrier just as the power-up spawns up.
Yeah, good timing. Look at him just going in and cleaning up now. Man, so
he knows
nice
he
to
needs
have
the frags,
that.
and even with an Anarchy getting out of here, it's theJeffreh. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get very far. He just doesn't have the backup at this point. So it's going to slow down Fury Force, but it's not going to stop him for sure. Ah, the gauntlets. All right, there's
This is
Kanga.
big right now. Fury Force actually starting to get some momentum here. A little bit.
phazon with some fantastic frags coming back into it. And he's got the soul here. He's only got 6 health. Yeah, the last little bit of shotgun will finish him off, but yeah, the LG damage was good. This clutch should be able to finish him off. There it is from Cody. Take a quick look here anyway. Yeah, this is a return from Cody. He's kind of top scoring his team right now. The last match was kind of rough from him, but he's certainly making amends here.
Yeah, I've been checking him out a few times. He's been making some clutch plays here and there.
You're hardly the most dangerous thing I've had.
No pun intended.
Oh,
Or maybe it was. I don't know.
That's all we have here. We just have puns and frags. All right, so Jeffrey eating some damage and trying to toss it out to somebody. He's holding out for a hero, but it's just not coming. Beautiful clutch rail there. And I don't mean the character, I mean the shot. I mean, that was a double LG against the Nyx. That was going to be a very short work. But good work out of phazon. And they are now taking this round back over. Victory, at least for this one, is in their grasp.
Yeah, Totem Teles. Yeah, they just got to make the play for the power up if you want to make a comeback. It's got to happen.
phazon, man of the hour, is going to get pulled on down. I mean, I still like the ghost walk to the power up grab. Really handy, and you potentially get a telefrag there as well. Bot mode is just getting damage here, and we have the soul going back over. And bot mode is just, you got a sort of like chasing a clutch. Bot mode's going to be able to
Surprised he
take
didn't
this over
just
to
run
Mega.
right in there with that protection.
Yeah. But, protection and Mega is certainly a tasty thing to have. Yeah, make that armor as well. He's thinking, okay, if we're going to catch this thing back up. But bot mode is actually running everywhere but towards the base. He had the stack, he had Mega, he had armor, and it's all burned off by the time he's able to come back in. He's got to know that the base isn't safe. He's hoping his teammates can kind of clear the place out for him. And it works out.
Good recovery. His team was there and figured it out very nicely for him. Now they need strong. I mean, they're coming back. I mean, 81%. So they got a ways to go here. They need strong defense and the next power up for sure.
Yeah, they've got to hold on to this for quite a long time here at theJeffreh. He's making some damage. Every time it seems he pops out of the defense position, he gets punished for it. So it's a good thing he's coming back in. There's Cody making the toss, but look at that focus fire. It's going to be drugbud making the toss. Doesn't quite aim down to do any real damage there, and ckap just tosses it back off the platform. It could trade hands so many times down here. It's hard to get it through that choke point. Jeffrey back to the teleporter.
Nice.
Nicely done, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's sneaky.
But immediately we have 3-4 players chasing that soul back into the base, and it is not going to be an easy fight here for Totem. Oh, cornering him though and taking him down. Nasty.
Power up again.
And anytime you see somebody whip around like that to go focus fire somebody else, you know that the coordination and the communication from the team is working out well.
Enemy has the protection. Defend.
Oh, big protection picked up here.
Yeah, phazon got it again, but he wasn't able to hold on to it. Now it's going to be trading hands over to ckap, who isn't really all that stacked up, but he's got top of the map now, is thinking, do I want to dive down for that, or do I just want to rail from up here? As long as he's got a teammate with it in hand, he knows what the right choice is.
Wow. Again, just kind of settling in. Amazing little change of momentum here for Totem Teles. And granted, securing the protection certainly helps.
This has got to be disheartening for Fury Force, as they have put in so much work this round to get the score that they have, and it's starting to trickle out of their fingers. It's still entirely doable, but that last power-up play just really didn't go their way at all.
Now, almost clawed their way back to even.
All right, Kang is looking for the toss. He's looking for the way out. He's looking for the escort back over to it. He can catch players on the jump pad, and the frags are pretty good, and they are good, just not from him, just from literally everybody else. So that soul's not going to be there for very long. Jeffrey's taking it back down the other lane.
Great pursuit. Just gang tackling the soul, getting it back under their control, and bringing it back to their base. This is a huge turnaround. There's probably, I mean, they defend. Definitely one more power up. I mean, it's going to be a nice turnaround for them.
That was really good routing from theJeffreh, by the way. He was able to get the communication that, hey, coming through LG side would be incredibly dangerous, cut over through the eyeball to go to Nailgun, and at that point he had every teammate in front of him ready to secure his way to the obelisk.
Yeah, that's good to see, like you said, that coordination where it's a clear redirect and call. Like, you know, that wasn't the cleanest or the quickest path back to his base,
yeah,
but it was the cleanest path.
And it got him just about caught up here, but now we have things back in Fury Force's hands. Bot mode is going to be taking that soul right away, though. And there's the play from Kanga to take it back. Maybe. He needs this one last rail. Oh, he's gotten a little bit of help there with 9 HP. All right. Final moments here, 8% to go. Every moment is going to matter for Totem now. They want to put this one in the bag, but that quad has been railed out of the air. And it's going to be a huge last skirmish for us. Everybody dive in with gauntlets and have it out. It's going to come down to the last 2 or 3 players, but there it is, 99, and that is going to give them the round. They're still in this. They have not given up Sarnath just yet.
Very close. Like, wow, it really did come down to securing that quad at the end and some nice shotgun work, right, to clear the obelisk. So very down to the wire. You know, got to give Totem Teles again credit for coming back there. But again, Fury Force really needed that. Obviously, you know, it would have been match over. So see if they can keep the momentum going and get themselves a map win here. Force map 3. Yeah,
as difficult as that round was for Fury Force, they were having a fight for it tooth and nail. They got to make lightning strike twice here. Soul's going to be back up, and it's taken away by phazon, and down here at Railgun, yeah, we might as well just take a long blink at this point. It's going to be trading hands a lot. Looks like it's finally taken away by drugbud. It's always nice to have a scale bearer running down that corridor. He's going to be able to claim the obelisk, but maybe not so many points.
Yeah, now this time Fury Force has their choice of that obelisk for the first time in this map. They've gotten that obelisk. So they've tried, you know, multiple times. The first time it got stolen right before, and then, you know, last map, you know, the other team got it pretty clean, you know, start. So this is the first time they have, you know, the better defensible area. So see how they make it work.
It's going to be a bit of a fight over the obelisk as ckap is making his way back out. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Now Totem has to play at obelisk A. And we've seen the advantages and disadvantages of it. I mean, you have that armor right there, which is really handy. You have these great rail advantages over the railgun spawn itself. But if somebody gets that soul, they can just toss it over the stairs. And if they've got the mega health corridor controlled, it's going to be all over. But phazon is actually playing a little bit sneakier here as a Nyx, and coming back into mid in order to catch up with the rest of his team. And this is going to be a train to zone, a train to the obelisk. Oh, but the rail from Senas is going to be shutting him down as the soul trades hands a few more times. It's going to be a bit of a melee as it's tossed back upstairs and brought back down once again.
15 seconds.
Now those pathways, you know, on Sarnath, you can really see across this map in a lot of areas. And right there, some nice rail work.
Yeah, this is great stuff coming out of both teams as they are both really correctly repositioning over towards the power-up. But it's going to be drugbud getting the grab on the protection, as well as a mega health. So, you know, he's not going to die. This period. All right, so he's going to take a rocket jump back over here, and it's going to be a clean Obelisk B. But turning around, he's going to find all sorts of opponents, and yeah, nobody really wants to face him down right now. The communication has got to gone out that he's going to be fully stacked. There's the pummel with the steamroll. Oh no. It's got to be terrifying having a skill bearer like that pop up above you. But for all that fighting, it's still been stuck away by Cody. Let's see if he can cross the map. I'm sorry, not Cody. It's being returned by Cody.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Botmode got it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, jeez. Beautiful skill bear play.
He's got it. No, he does not have it.
Nice LG work out of drugbud. And so far, they're starting to extend their lead here, which is good news for Fury Force. It was looking really dire for them for a while, but here comes the fight for it. Just the one player to take it away. It's going to be Cody to defend it here as a clutch. He's catching wind of 2 players down by rail. Might want to do something about it, but he's looking for players outside of the teleporter as well. Jeffrey taking on down.
Again, good start. Fury Force definitely recovering, so see how they can hold this out. Got to be careful. Totem Teles made a late game charge last time too.
Jeffrey going for that desperation toss over the wall, but you know that literally everybody's going to be there. But luckily for him, ckap was there, and he's able to get the cap indeed. A little bit of a flub on the movement, but it's all good.
Seconds. Defend point A.
Again, big power up. These teams are so neck and neck, man. These power ups are crucial.
Yeah, but Kanga's going to be bringing it back in just as the power-up spawns, so at least he'll have it in position, which is a good advantage to have as the power-up comes up. It's going to be Jeffrey getting the grab for the quad, but with 25 health, it wouldn't take much to pull him down.
Yeah, and tough position here to try to attack.
Your team has the
Like, he wants to go find a teammate to die next to, actually, and hand it over.
That's actually a really good move to do. Is blow yourself up when he has a rocket launcher. He should be communicating with his teammates, whoever's stacked, and just blow himself up. I mean, who cares? It's not team deathmatch. Strike doesn't matter.
He just wanted to be ready mid-map for anybody who wanted to come through and at least secure a lane for Cody to, I'm sorry, for ckap to get the play over for the Soul. And it worked out for him. Let's get a play on the jump pad here. The hit's good, but the damage not so much. There it is. They're starting to tie this back up. ckap's going to be pretty weak here. Oh my god, and you can see everybody on Fury Force is throwing themselves onto the obelisk and just not getting anywhere with it. They're all going to be fresh spawns here. That was a bad wave of frags for Fury Force.
Yeah, nice railing by Sen. Just watching his point of view, really landed some good shots. 60 frags, only 37 deaths. Really having a nice game.
Absolutely. So nice pop of the shield. That's going to keep ckap alive a little bit longer. It's going to be a play from the railgun for some of these players, it looks like. Oh, they're actually spreading out. They're having to tighten the net right here, right now. It's 30 seconds before the power comes up. So here comes the attack. It's going to be a 3-pronged one, but drugbud's taken on down. ckap finally taken down by Cody. But that was a lot of damage he dealt out there, and indeed, Cody's going to suicide himself on top of Senas. But Kanga's going to be the last man standing. He can toss the Soul out. Tossing it over to phazon. He's going to find, oh man, ckap with the gauntlet, who's going to be able to dive right back over to the obelisk. And now they're 10 points in the lead. This is the victory lap for them almost.
Yeah, big interception here. Power up. They secure the power up. It's a wrap.
Humiliation. The drill. Enemy has the soul.
Jeez.
Power up spawn.
All right, so last real opportunity, and even with that protection up, I'm going to be looking for Kanga to do something here with the Soul. He's looking incredibly nervous. He's going to go for the armor. Just trying to stay alive. ckap has probably spotted him. Everybody's fighting up there. He's got 2 enemies up there to contend with, one of them with protection. And now he's got the Soul. You can take drugs at will, and he needs these points, though. There's the Soul taken away by Jeffrey, tossed over the wall. Who's going to get the pickup?
Surprise Sen didn't pop his dual wield and all that time. I mean, he was really, oh, there it goes.
All right, so ckap has a brief moment.
Yeah, that rocket launcher out. I was waiting for the dual rocket launcher.
All right, so huge fight here over by the hourglasses, but it's going to end up with Totem getting most of the frags, and it's going to be botmode being that last point of defense. And there it is. What a huge effort out of Fury Force.
Yeah, much closer in that map, but just again the consistency. Totem Teles just sometimes, man, when they really lock in on defense, and even in the scrums, you know, when things are in the balance and the souls getting passed back and forth, it just always seemed to get getting a little better of that situation in terms of just throwing it to their teammates and getting it back to their side. And even then, it just Fury Force, they got the pick